Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and the question for today is best time to buy and sell stocks with transaction fee. So given an array of prices where prices of I is the price of the stock at the ith day and an integer fee representing the transaction fees. So we have to return the maximum profit we can achieve by buying and selling the stocks. So also it's given that we can complete as many as transactions we like, but we need to pay attention to the transaction fee for every transaction. All right, so this is the question that is given to us, and also we cannot engage in multiple transactions. What is mean by that is that only we can buy one stock at a time, and after we sell it only then we can buy another one. All right, so I hope it's clear to everyone, and let's see for the constraints and the examples. So the constraint given here to us are that the prices length can be 5 to 10 to power 4, and the value and fees would be in the range 0 to 5 to 10 to power 4. So it would be greater than 0. Fees would be greater, as well as prices at any day would be greater. All right, so let's see the approach. The question is simply of buying and selling the stock given the prices and a fees. All right, so let's see how we're going to solve this. All right, so let's take in mind that we are one first condition at day 1 we cannot sell. All right, we cannot sell because we won't have bought anything. So at day 1 we cannot sell anything, we have to buy only. All right, if we want to complete a transaction, and at the last day and the end of day we can sell. All right, we can't buy. So these two conditions we need to keep in mind while designing the code for this problem. All right, now let's see. So the prices can be like, if we plot them on a graph, so it could be like this and this. All right, suppose this. So given any fees, what would be the maximum profit? The maximum profit would be if we engage, if there is no fees, then we can engage into as many as transactions as we like. But if there is a fee, then we have to check that we have to do the minimum transaction, because at every transaction we are also giving some fees to them. So what we will do, we will just look for the local minima and the local maxima. Also we will look at these points, but we will also keep in mind the transaction fees. So let's see how the code will be there. So initially our profit of the cash will be 0. All right, and the share we bought would be of price 0, because it's negative, stating that we are buying at day 0. All right, so let's take it up with an example. All right, so here is the example, and the fees given to us is 2. All right, so first of all we will loop this, and we will decide for our cash value, and then we will decide whether this value could be holded or not. Based on this updation, the value of hold will be decided. All right, let's see how. One, 3, 2, 8, 4, 9. So let's keep it here again. All right, so now we have our prices, cash is 0, and we have folded, this is for prices and this is for cash. All right, now first comes 3. So what we'll do is either we do a transaction or we don't do. If we do a transaction, we will see what's the maximum cash we can get. Either the maximum cash would be the value that is existent, or we will do a transaction. When we do a transaction, what we will be doing is we will be selling. So selling, and we have to also give the transaction fees. So 0, 0, that is 0 only, and the cash would now be 0 as it was earlier. Hope it's clear. Either we take the value of the cash that is already present, or we do a transaction. And if we do a transaction, what does it mean? That we sell the stock and give the transaction fees. So we will look for the maximum. Alright, and the maximum will be stored in the cash. Now same approach goes for the hold. So either we choose the maximum hold share, basically it's negative, so maximum of negatives will be the minimum only in turn. Alright, if we say -1 and -7, and we say who is maximum, we'll say -1 is maximum. Alright, -1 is bigger. Alright, so in turn these are positive values, and to get minimum we will have to find the maximum of negative. Alright, I hope it's clear. So yeah, so either we will take the initial hold we have, that is -1, or we'll see that by selling now and buying at this what we can get. So buying at this, because transaction fees is only included in when we sell, not when we buy, so it would be 0 minus the prices. So -1, -3, and the maximum is -1. So we will put this again on hold. Now when this value will be changed when we encounter 8. So what will be the value? Alright, these are the same value, it will remain same only. Alright, now for cash it would be either 0 or -1 plus 8. We do a transaction and we give a transaction fee, that will equal to 8 minus 1, 7, 7 minus 2, 5. Alright, now our hold value will either be -1, or it would be, since we have completed a transaction, the cash has been updated, so it would be 5 minus 8. So it would be -1 or -3. So it would be again -1. Alright, so it would be -3. Let me clear it now. So the cash is 5 and the hold is still -1. So the cash is 5. After this, the hold is still -1 hold. Alright, so now we move to this value. Alright, we'll check whether we can perform the transaction or not. 5 comma -1 plus 4 minus 2. So 1 we get, and maximum is 5, so no. But our hold value will now change. So the hold value will be -1, or the maximum of cash minus the prices. Alright, that is 1. So the maximum would now be 1. So now we have moved to this point. Alright, suppose we get another higher number after 8, so that would be our transaction case. Now we have get a lower number after 8, so we have complete one transaction here, and we are now switching to this. Alright, so this is how our algorithm will work, and now the hold value will be updated to 1 and the cash value will still remain 5. Alright, so at the last transaction we have no option but to sell only, because we have bought. If we are not in holding, then we know now we are holding something, so we can sell it. So what is this? Let's see. So how doing it, and it would be like cash would be maximum of 5, or we perform a transaction. When we perform a transaction, what we do is prices plus the price minus 2. So 10 minus 2 is 8. Alright. So the cash is now 8. We perform a transaction, so it would be 8, and the whole value would be either 1 or 8 minus 9, that is minus 1. So we stick on to that value for hold, but we don't have anything further, so we won't consider hold for now, and the cash value will be our final answer. Let's see the code for this, and it would be much more clearer then. So this is the code where I have taken a cash variable as 0, because initially we don't have, and I have bought a stock on day 0. Now I'll begin from day 1. Alright, and I'll complete my search. I'll see that if it's a maximum that cash or not. If it's not, then I'll choose my existing value, or else I will perform one transaction. And when I perform one transaction, then my whole value will be updated as well. Alright, so when we are buying, we cannot we don't need to add the transaction value. That way it's only added in selling, not in buying. Alright, let's submit it and see. As you can see, it's accepted. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Please like this video, share it among your friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.